So here's my listing for the top 10 family Halloween movies you need to watch this Halloween. In at number 10 is Paranorman.
Why don't you go see some more ghosts, goober?
Paranorman is a great movie made by the same creators as CORALINE. Got that Halloween sort of spirit going on as Norman can talk to dead people. No, this is not just a family version of Sixth Sense. This is a much different kind of film because there's zombies in it, there's ghouls, ghosts, and all that shit, and curses and shit like that. So for me, this is a fantastic movie if that's the sort of things you're looking for in a kid's animation movie. It's very creepy like that. You've got a kid there that is a bit of a loner, loves talking to dead people over humans. And I think it is just a very interesting and different kind of Halloween movie to what you've seen if you've never seen it before. In at number 9, The Witches.
I hope nobody else is going to make me cuss today.
For me, The Witches from 1990 is a perfect and great movie. And people might argue this isn't a Halloween movie. I would argue that it is because of the witches, which is associated with Halloween anyways. And if you're having Hocus Pocus on there, which is associated with witches and stuff like that, I would think you've got to have The Witches from 1990 on there as well. Forget about the shitty remake. I think this is one that you need to watch this Halloween, as it's fantastic. The actors are great and whatever, but it's the story. The story is what sells it for me. The idea that these witches go around killing kids and trying to turn them into mice with this new formula, which seems very evil and whatever, but for me, they sort of tone it down, but they don't. It's very weird. But it comes across as a family movie. It might not sound like it, but it sort of comes across as a family movie more than many others when describing it. But yeah, I think it does have that evil sort of vibe to it, but it never really crosses that threshold. And I think you mainly just hear like the stories of what the witches do rather than seeing it. But it's really, really fun, really enjoyable. And I think it's great seeing Luke on this journey of finding out who the witches are and how evil these people can be when he also gets turned into a mice. And how's he going to turn back? Watch it and find out. But for me, it's an excellent movie. Definitely give this a watch this Halloween. In at number 8 is Frankenweenie.
You said yourself if you could bring back Sparky, you would.
For me, Frankenweenie is such a solid, great animation movie. However, it's so different from all of the animation movies on this list. For one, it's in black and white, which might not suit everybody, as sitting kids down for an hour and a half or families down for an hour and a half to watch a black and white film might seem unappealing. However, it's the story that drags it through of the boy called Victor who watches his dog get ran over, which is pretty depressing, but then he out of love and admiration for his best friend brings it back to life with his scientific skills, and he's able to put a current back through his dog and bring it back to life. However, in doing so, his classmates find out what he did in resurrecting a pet, and they decide to do the exact same. However, since his was done out of love and admiration for that, and he knew what he was doing, the others didn't, and end up bringing back to life monstrosities and caused massive problems. In at number 7 is Spooky Buddies.
Was that the Halloween Hound? I said Halloween Hound 3 times into the mirror, dogs.
I guarantee nobody has this on their watch list. If so, let me know down in the comments down below if you've already watched this Halloween, because for me, this is very underrated. And out of all the Buddies movies, this one's my personal favourite, the one that I remember watching as a kid very often. It was this and Space Buddies, really, but Spooky Buddies were my favourite. It's about the 4 buddies on an adventure around Halloween who accidentally bring back a warlock, an evil warlock, and the Halloween Hound, and the Halloween Hound turns people into stone and takes their souls, and which is very creative and wild and fucked up, but it's really interesting. It's Halloween, it's got that nice vibe, and if you haven't seen it, I think you'll have a blast watching this. In at number 6 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
There's only 365 days left till next Halloween!
Which is a fantastic movie, and people will argue, is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie? I've got a solution for that. Watch in November, end of November. Perfect time. You mix both celebrations together, Christmas and Halloween. Perfect time to watch Nightmare Before Christmas. But saying that, you could watch it at Halloween and it makes perfect sense. You could watch it around Christmas. It makes perfect sense. So to me, I had to put it on this list because somebody out there will probably say it's a Halloween film. But for me, I think that this is a fantastic watch. The soundtrack's fantastic from Danny Elfman. It's a musical oriented movie, but it feels like a really enjoyable family orientated movie, which is creepy but also really light-hearted. It's so good, and I honestly think this is a classic in every representative that you want to compare it to in terms of animation movies and the rest of it. It'll definitely keep you entertained for an hour and a half, I think the movie is. And yeah, it really ends up teaching Jack about what Christmas is actually all about when trying to put together two celebrations. If you ain't seen it, then this is the perfect opportunity to go and give it a watch. In at number 5 is Coraline.
Caroline what?
Coraline Jones.
Another Henry Selick masterpiece, and Henry Selick is known for its scary sort of Tim Burton-like movies that he did, Nightmare Before Christmas, and for me his dark-minded approach to animation movies is fantastic, and this worked an absolute treat, as it felt like a horror movie of sorts. The whole story was phenomenal, in which Coraline, who felt that her parents weren't treating her with enough respect and not giving her the world. And when there's an opportunity to go into this alternate reality where this door opens up and she's like, oh wow, this is great, sees her other parents in this alternate reality where her parents are lovely. The only difference is they've got buttons in their eyes. It's a bit weird, but she's been treated like a princess, everything given to her. But that is not what it seems, as things seem to be going into a different direction, more into the horrorish animation approach, which is creepy and dark and a bit twisted. And I think that is what you want in these kind of movies, where it's just on the edge of being a potentially a horror film, but whilst keeping in that guidelines of animation and family orientated. I think this nails it out of the park, and if you ain't seen Coraline, definitely give that a watch this Halloween. In at number 4 is Hotel Transylvania.
I do not say blah blah blah.
I guess this is on everybody's watch list for this Halloween, and every Halloween for that matter. However, Hotel Transylvania for me is just a perfect family movie, and if it isn't on your watch list for Halloween, it definitely should be, because it's the perfect family movie for you to watch. As it goes over the hotel for monsters, that is one part of it, just that itself is scary enough. And then you've also got the story of Dracula and his daughter, as his daughter wants to go see the world. However, he's trying to persuade her not to, because humans are bad and terrible people. And in this movie, she's celebrating a big birthday, and in comes walking in a actual human as well to try to ruin the party. So there's several different things at play in this movie, but it's such a great, enjoyable movie. And if you haven't seen it, it's a great one to sit your kids down and watch this Halloween. In at number 3, of course, it is Beetlejuice.
And it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it.
For me, this one might have already been watched for many people this Halloween, because Beetlejuice came out, I think it was September. So I ended up watching it back in September. But if you haven't yet seen it, get Beetlejuice 1 watch, and then go ahead and watch Beetlejuice, because for me, this is one that I'd watch anyways around Halloween. It's got that creepy edge to it. Tim Burton again. I think it's family orientated. There's not too much things that are too outrageous in there. And I do think it's got a really nice approach to sit down. It's funny, it's enjoyable. Why not? This Halloween, bang on, Beetlejuice and Tim Burton's wild mind of the life after death. In at number 2, again, another one that I'd fully guarantee that many people will have on their list. But if you don't, well, this is the time for you to show and tell why you should go and watch Monster House.
Get off my lawn!
It's based around Halloween. It's trick-or-treating, they go trick-or-treating, and it's such a fun Halloween type of film. Second of all, there's a killer fucking house in there that go around eating people, and he's possessed by the ghost of Nebuchadnezzar's wife, in which when you watch the film, it's like, oh my god, that is fucking messed up. Then third, it's a family movie. Why not go and enjoy it? Full of entertainment, it's funny, it's everything that you would love to watch together as a family around Halloween. Why not give it a watch this Halloween? Before we jump back into this video, guys, please do us a massive favour and smash that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss a thing this week, next week, and the week after, because we've got tons and tons of content planned for you guys, and you can do us a massive favour by smashing that subscribe button, joining the community, getting updates to all the latest videos from the YouTube shorts to the actual videos. It is well worth it, completely free, and you will not regret it. In at number 1 is Hocus Pocus.
Hey, put a spell on you.
Obviously, this for me is by far the biggest Halloween movie of all time, and it's not Halloween till you watch Hocus Pocus 1, in my opinion, and I guarantee this is on everybody's list, but you've got to go over it again and always mention it just in case there's that 1 or 2 people that really haven't seen Hocus Pocus and has been living under a fucking rock. But, you know, it is one of those. And just before I start going into Hocus Pocus 1, I'm just suggesting Hocus Pocus 1, not Hocus Pocus 2 by any stretch of the imagination. Leave that one be. Don't even think, oh, the first one was good, I'm going to watch the second. Don't do that. The second one is dog shit compared to the first one, and you'll only be disappointed after watching it. Move on to a different Halloween movie instead of going on to Hocus Pocus 2, because I promise you, you will have wasted an hour and a half of your life. And I do not want that. So yeah, definitely give Hocus Pocus a watch because it's really great. I've seen Salem Sisters return to Salem in such a great way of a virgin lighting a candle, they're coming back and then trying to steal souls of children, in which is just a fantastic way and a great family movie. Might have been made back in like the early 90s, but it's still fucking great. It is still great. Definitely give that a watch. Let us know down in the comments down below, is there any I've missed off this Halloween list for you to check out this Halloween? Is there any of those options on this list where you're like, I love it, I hate it? Let us know all that jazz down those comments down below. And if you haven't yet seen our review on Beetlejuice, check that out right now.